The history of Russia is a vast and complex subject that spans over 1,000 years. Here's a brief overview of key periods and events in Russian history. 1. Early history and the Kievan Rus 9th or 13th century. The early history of Russia is closely tied to the Kievan Rus, a loose federation of East Slavic tribes. In the 9th century, the Varangians Vikings led by Rurik established the first ruling dynasty in Novgorod. The Kievan Rus grew in power and cultural influence. With Kiev as its capital, it adopted Christianity in 988 under Prince Vladimir the Great. 2. Mongol invasion and the Golden Horde 13th, 15th century. In the 13th century, the Mongol Empire, led by Bachi Khan, invaded the Kievan Rus and established the Golden Horde, a Mongol successor state. Mongol rule had a significant impact on the region's political and social development, but it also allowed the Russian principalities to retain a degree of autonomy. 3. Muscovy and the rise of Moscow 15th, 17th century. The city of Moscow grew in prominence, and its rulers gradually expanded their control over neighboring territories, absorbing many of the former Kievan Rus lands. Ivan III, also known as Ivan the Great, was a key figure in consolidating and expanding the Grand Duchy of Moscow, leading to the title of Tsar Caesar being adopted in the 16th century. 4. The time of troubles and the Romanov dynasty late 16th, 17th century. The time of troubles was a period of political and social upheaval, characterized by internal strife, foreign invasions, and famine. In 1613, Mikhail Romanov was elected as the first Romanov Tsar, marking the beginning of the Romanov dynasty, which would rule until 1917. 5. Peter the Great and Westernization late 17th, early 18th century. Tsar Peter the Great was a transformative figure in Russian history. He implemented significant reforms aimed at modernizing and westernizing Russia. He established St. Petersburg as the new capital, modernized the military, and introduced social and economic reforms. 6. Imperial Russia 18th, early 20th century. The Russian Empire expanded its territory through conquest and exploration, becoming one of the largest empires in history. Catherine the Great, known for her enlightened rule, further expanded the empire's borders and patronized the arts and education.
The 19th century saw the abolishment of serfdom, but also growing social and political tensions, leading to revolutionary movements. 7. The Russian Revolution and the Soviet era 1917-1991. In 1917, the Russian Revolution overthrew the Romanov monarchy, leading to the rise of the Bolshevik Party, led by Vladimir Lenin. The Bolsheviks established the Soviet Union in 1922, with Moscow as its capital, under Joseph Stalin's rule. The Soviet Union experienced rapid industrialization, but also brutal political repression, including purges and forced collectivization. The Soviet Union played a critical role in World War II, ultimately emerging victorious against Nazi Germany. 8. Collapse of the Soviet Union and the Russian Federation 1991 or present. The Soviet Union dissolved in 1991, leading to the establishment of the Russian Federation as an independent nation. Boris Yeltsin became the first president of the Russian Federation and implemented economic reforms. But the country faced challenges and upheaval during the 1990s. Vladimir Putin rose to power in 1999 and has been a dominant figure in Russian politics since then, serving as both president and prime minister. This is just a concise overview of Russian history, and there are countless other events, figures, and nuances that shaped the nation's development over the centuries. To delve deeper into any specific period or topic, further research and study are recommended.